Hey guys, Nana Druid back with another video, this time with a Classic WoW Hunter Guide. This information is a really basic overview of Classic WoW Hunters for leveling and preparing to progress through Phase 1 of launch. We'll touch on Hunter races and passives, leveling talents and zones, professions and stats, basic Hunter rotation, what to do after level 60, pre-raid best in slot items, Attunement quests, add-ons, key bindings, and macros. Hunter is one of the fastest and most efficient classes for leveling in Classic. Their kiting abilities and pet control essentially makes them the easiest solo questing class in the game. Hunters battle their foes at a distance, commanding their pets to attack while they knock their arrows and fire their guns. Though their missile weapons are effective at short and long ranges, Hunters are also highly mobile. They can evade or restrain their foes to control the arena of battle. An efficient Hunter uses mobility and range to crush their opponent. Mobility and kiting as a Hunter revolves around abilities like Concussive Shot, Aspect of the Cheetah, Feigned Death, and Freezing Trap. And as a Hunter, your toolkit has so many kiting abilities. Hunters have one of the fastest traveling times because of Aspect of the Cheetah. Traveling time is any movement between quests, towns, or zones. You will spend a significant amount of time traveling in your journey from level 1 to 60, and Aspect of the Cheetah saves a lot of time. Only Druids and Shamans have a similar runtime speed increase. Hunters also benefit from reduced downtime. Their pet, tank, and min pet ability decreases the need to drink and eat while questing. All of these things translate into faster mob pools, faster experience per hour, and faster /play time to 60. In a group, the Hunter role is ranged physical DPS with mobility and crowd control abilities. Groups will need you to trap, stun, tank, and kite mobs circumstantially. These are tasks that you will need to excel at as a Hunter in Classic WoW. Hunters are given 5 options for races in Classic WoW. Choose from Dwarf, Night Elf, Tauren, Orc, and Troll. Each class offers its racial passive, yet the 3 popular races are always Orc, Troll, and Night Elf. Horde overwhelmingly has the advantage with the Orc and Troll passives. Orc is the best race overall for PvP because of the Hardiness passive, which is a 25% resistance to stuns. Orcs also have the Command passive, which is a flat 5% buff to pet damage. The Troll passive is possibly the best Horde race for PvE damage due to the Berserk buff and +5 to bows. Many PvE players that want to maximize DPS will opt for Troll Hunters. The Night Elf passive offers Shadow Meld for PvP and nothing for PvE, but they do look really cool, and if I played an Alliance, I would choose a Night Elf. Hunter stat weights. What stats does my Hunter need, and do I need hit cap? Well, the answer to that is yes, you need at least 9% hit cap. If you are playing a Hunter, you need to familiarize yourself with stat weights and what stats to prioritize. 1 strength equals 1 melee attack power, 1 stamina equals 10 health, 1 agility increases attack power with ranged weapons by 2, increases critical strike chance, and increases armor and dodge. Intellect increases your mana pool, Spirit increases health and mana regeneration rates in and out of combat, and hit rating is extremely crucial in in-game raids. Your attacks will have a higher chance to miss until you reach the 9% hit cap. Many of your best in-slot pre-raid items will include a % chance to hit. Hunters utilize 5 different shot abilities. Auto shot is your basic casting shot as a Hunter. This ability is based on your ranged weapon speed and it cannot be cast while moving. Concussive Shot is your main kiting and slow ability and should be used whenever kiting mobs while tagging them with instant casts like Arcane Shot and Serpent Sting. Arcane Shot is an instant cast spell on a 6-second cooldown. This spell can be cast while moving and is amazing for instant damage. It also shares a cooldown with Aimed Shot. Multi-Shot fires 3 projectiles in front of you and can be mana intensive if you are using this every pool. Multi-Shot cannot be cast while moving, and downranking this spell is a good option for occasional AoE damage without draining your mana. Aimed Shot is not acquired until higher levels as a Beast Master Hunter. However, it later becomes your primary damage dealing ability and has a 3-second cast time. Aimed Shot scales with weapon damage and a slower weapon synergizes here. It also cannot be cast while moving. Before we get into basic rotation, this auto shot disclaimer is crucial as a Hunter. Auto shot is your biggest solid damage output, yet it can't be cast while moving. A cast bar add-on is extremely important when playing a Hunter to identify when to cast auto shot and when to move. The basic Hunter rotation is what makes this class so unique. A very basic hunter rotation includes 4 things. Start with hunter marks for the extra attack power, auto shot next while sending a pet with a send pet macro, followed by serpent sting, followed by another auto shot. Arcane shot is mana intensive, but it can be used here for higher damage output. And last, multi shot after you reach level 18. Early levels, your rotation is going to be different until you have trained aim shot. For levels 50 to 60, you switch to aim shot and multi shot. Please note that this rotation doesn't include cooldowns like rapid fire or trinkets. This is a very basic rotation and it can and should be modified when you are level 60 with a full kit. Also, it is worth reminding you here that some of these abilities cannot be cast while moving. In addition, if you use an ability like aim shot outside of the auto shot cast bar timer, the auto shot will be cancelled or clipped. This clipping is not the optimal way to progress through the hunter rotation, but circumstances may require you to move or cast before the auto shot timer completes. Just know that damage output will suffer if you are not respecting the auto shot cast timer. Hunters optimally choose Beast Mastery for their main talent tree. The Hunter talent tree consists of Beast Mastery, Marksman, and Survival. Best viable talent spec for leveling is Beast Mastery. This talent tree improves your pet's ability, its health, aggro hold, survivability, resistances, and more. This 31-20-0 spec includes the talents to bolster your pet, which increases your efficiency leveling, reduces your downtime, increases overall pet damage output, and its ability to tank mobs for you. I will be speccing 31-20 until reaching level 60 as it is most efficient. At level 10, the tier 1 points will max your improved aspect of the hawk for the attack damage increase. Tier 2 is thick hide and improved revive pet for the reduced cast time during combat. Tier 3 is aspect of the cheetah, unleashed fury for travel time and movement. Tier 5 and 7 are really important because it provides spirit bond and bestial wrath. These 2 spells will aid tremendously in damage and damage reduction for you and your pet. Tier 8 and 10 begins the Marksman tree, and this will improve your range damage until you acquire Aim Shot, which boosts your ability damage substantially. You will likely not receive Aim Shot until level 52 or higher using the 31-20-0 tree. Leveling zones. I have only ever played Horde, and so this list is heavily Horde specific. However, this list is directly from Jonah's leveling guide, and I know that he will have an Alliance equivalent for Classic WoW launch. Jonah's guide is very in-depth and worth referencing while leveling to 60. Some of these zones may be relevant for Alliance, and we are all likely to hop into a dungeon group or 2 or 10 along the way, because grinding can become monotonous and everyone likes a change of scenery. But if you are Horde and you're struggling to finish a level gap in a specific area and you aren't sure where to begin questing next, this list as well as Jonah's full guide can point you in the right direction. Professions are completely optional as you adventure your way to 60, but I wouldn't pass up the opportunity. These 7 professions are likely the most commonly taken professions by hunters. Engineering provides a ton of utility in PvE and PvP, and leathering provides hunters with several best-in-slot pre-raid items using the Devil Sword leather. Engineering and mining allows you to create your own ammunition, as well as many utility items that will aid in min-maxing your DPS in PvE and PvP. Fishing and cooking can and should be leveled alongside the others, and will especially be helpful for saving gold on pet food. First aid is an absolute requirement as a hunter, and Classic, even healers should max first aid for self-healing in combat. This is required for all hunters and in-game raids, and I would never recommend leveling without first aid. This profession will prevent very long spirit walk on numerous occasions. Pets are by far one of the coolest reasons that everybody wants to play a hunter in Classic. Classic offers many different families of beasts for hunters to tame as their trusted companion. Taming a pet in Classic WoW is available after completing a level 10 quest chain titled Taming the Beast. After taming your first pet, food is a requirement in your inventory at all times. That's because in Classic, hunter pets have a happiness level. In order to maintain your pet's happiness, you must feed it as its happiness affects overall output. The happier the pet, the more damage it does. Each pet family will only eat certain types of food. Some pets, like wolves, will only eat meat. Others, like bears and boars, can eat any of the 6 food types. Hunters may choose specific pets based on their different attack speeds, and this is the primary reason why named mobs like Broken Tooth are popular. Cats are well suited for all types of content due to their high offensive capability along with their high attack speed. They are very strong in PvP due to their ability to interrupt spellcasting. Cats are also one of the best pets for leveling since their fast attack speeds and damage allow them to maintain the most threat. At some point, taming a wolf, a boar, and a wind serpent is a good idea as you progress through the zones with these beasts, as you will want to train the abilities that those creatures have. However, a cat is one of the highest damage output pets for leveling to 60, and this is the pet that I'll be choosing. Okay, we've reached level 60, now what do we do? There are two prioritized lists of tasks that you should focus on immediately upon reaching 60. Farming your pre-raid best in slot gear pieces probably is at the top of the list. Next, farm demonic runes, major health potions and mana potions, and farm fire resistance pots. You can start completing your Molten Core Attunement and Onyxia Attunement quests, and you can max your profession level. Please notice that buying your epic mount is a secondary priority and you should analyze this list before committing to it. You could also always go out and do some world PvP, however Blizzard has stated that Battlegrounds will not be released until later phases. So every guild is going to need a ton of greater fire resistance potions for Molten Core. These are very popular for your tanks and your healers, and if you're a DPS, you should probably show up to the raid with a stack or two of these potions. If you're an alchemist, you can farm Lower Blackrock Spire for the recipe drop, and if you're an herbalist, you can prepare for these by collecting Dream Foil and farming Elemental Fire and Ungoro Crater from Fire Elementals. Farming demonic runes, health potions, and Felcloth can be accomplished from one location in Azshara. The Legashi Satyrs drop each of these items, and tailors can farm Runecloth and Felcloth, which will aid them in their Mooncloth cooldown. This is also a great spot just for gold farming per hour. The Molten Core Attunement quest must be completed before you can enter the raid instance. It requires completing Blackrock Depths, and you will need a group, and one member will need the Shadowforge key to skip through sections of BRD. The core fragment is in the very back of the dungeon, and an experienced member can help locate it. Unlike the Molten Core Attunement quest, the Onyxia Attunement quest chain is going to take a little while. The chain starts in Kargath for Horde and finishes when you have killed General Drak and UBRS. After completing each of the tasks listed, you will receive the Drakefire Amulet, which allows you to enter Onyxia's lair. This is required in your inventory before entering the raid instance. Your best in slot helmet and neck pieces can be acquired through Stratholme, Dire Maul, BRD, and a Western Plaguelands quest. The Backwood Helm, however, will not be available until Blizzard releases Phase 2 and Dire Maul. Best in slot shoulders are your True Strike shoulders. That 2% chance to hit is going to make a huge difference in meeting your 9% hit cap. The Cape of the Black Baron is a pretty easy drop if you have a group running Stratholme multiple times per day. The Beast Stalker set should only be used if you have the 4-piece set, otherwise you are going to be running Skullmance a lot for the Cadaverous chest. If you do have the set, grab the chest piece, grab the bracers. These are your best in-slot pieces for the item set piece bonus. Until Dire Maul is released, Dalren's swords are great if you can get these for main and offhand weapon. For your ranged weapon, LBRS drops Black Crow, and it's a really hard drop, but with these slower speeds, either bow will take you into Molten Core. For gloves and belt, Devilsaur gauntlets are easy to grab for leatherworkers. You can craft these with Devilsaur leather, and you can easily purchase Beast Stalker's belt if you are working to build the 4-piece set. For legs and feet, 2 of these pieces are craftable and bind on equips. The Devilsaur legs and the Mongoose boots can be made by leatherworkers. And again, the Beast Stalker set is only best in slot if you have all 4 pieces. For best in slot rings and trinkets, the chance on hit Blackstone ring is a huge benefit, and hunters have the ability to do princess runs solo or with a partner at level 60 to farm this ring. You are going to be doing BRD for the MC Attunement anyway, so the Hand of Justice trinket, it's best in slot. Just kill the Emperor Dahlgren while farming through BRD. Hunter add-ons can really be beneficial as you level up to 60. Legacy-wow.com is one of the websites that I found that has some of these add-ons. There are others. There are so many add-ons available and none of them are required. I do recommend that you download at least a casting bar add-on for your hunter's auto attack timer. Your ability to weave hunter shots in and out of auto shot maximizes DPS. Without the shot timer, it is more difficult to identify when these opportunities are. Key bindings and macros. This is a list of my key bindings that I universally use across any of my characters. I have not assigned any of them to my hunter as of yet. The Razer Naga mouse has 12 buttons on the side, so I utilize modifiers like Shift and Control to expand those to 36 keybinds. I also use E, R, T, V, and then Shift, T, and V as modifiers to make for extra binds. These are the only 2 pet macros that I recommend starting out with. These macros can help save you a little bit of time. The send pet macro is one of the top on my list. Others like the feed pet macro are just there to make life easier and are not crucial. One more topic that I didn't touch on during the guide, but if you are a new player, these will help. I'm not going to review this one. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay guys, if you have watched this entire video, thank you for making it this far. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.